as the player to watch. OpTic, I believe I was just up there very briefly. I was on Liquid. They're 1-0, I believe, on this map.
Yeah.
So heading into this one, they have a little bit of an advantage just because we haven't really seen what Team Liquid has to offer on it.
Weak point for OpTic is more than likely going to be...
Ooh, there's a good start.
Talk about that a little bit later because Simple's off to a hot start there. Shuts down Stanislaw, but Naf as well. Pushing the back of B, has his own response to it by taking down Nitro. Liege finds a battle with Daps, but Daps doesn't really want to take it here. Finding another one, though, brings Shazam down very low. So Liquid off to a pretty good start here. That's until Rush, though, gets in their way, but the trades continue, and it's going to be a nice, even battle for the outside train yard.
Yeah, Bomb is not planted quite yet. It's just going down now on Hiko. Rush cannot find that. Alicia's going to be up top. Kusta as well in the back towards E-box. And Hiko is going to be the one that finds Naf quickly. So it's a 3-on-2. Both members of OpTic retaking from alley side of Outback. Rush is going to slowly walk up. And it's going to be very, very difficult to find all three of these guys.
Moving in, though, not a whole lot of attention drawn towards them, so they'll be free to move out. There's Daps starting the fire now. Takes down Hiko. Still have to worry about the players up towards heaven, but Kusta is going to be the swing one as he peeks out, as they have no clue he's here. Gets the first one for free, and Elige, shooting from below, is going to be able to take down Daps and gives Team Liquid the pistol round of the second map.
Yeah, post-plant positioning for Liquid is just so good that even when Hiko falls, it's still just so difficult. Nice crossfire set up two vastly different directions, and Kusta just bides his time very, very nicely. 2 kills for Hiko on the round, but that opening shot from Simple was just dirty. Gives Liquid a man advantage quickly into the round. No investment of armor from OpTic, but they do bring up a couple deagles, 2 of them, P250s as well, on Daps, Shazam, and Stan. Flashbangs raining over mid already, but no one has really appeared quite yet.
Something to keep in mind here, too, with OpTic in general, is that their T-side has remained incredibly weak throughout the course, like we know back at the... Actually, we'll talk about this in a second, because Rush picking up quite a few kills here with the Deagle. He's up to 3 now. Shutting down Kusta. Now all of a sudden has put them in control of things, too. A lot of control of the outside train yard, but there's Naf with another Deagle shot, and they're about to clutch out this round and immediately completely destroy the T-side economy here. Simple, the last one alive. Gonna have to ace this if he wants to close out this round and give a second round pick up the Team Liquid.
He's got a lot of time to work with, and he's also got the range of the AK-47 to utilize. Now, I mean, you can see he's just using the clock right now, waiting to see if anyone from OpTic is going to push up and just walk into his crosshair. Anyone from OpTic giving him that opportunity. So eventually he's going to have to make his move out, and he's going to be committed into the open. That's when the rest of OpTic will pounce. That's when he will be at his most vulnerable. And here, Naf, you can see just not committing to these fights. This is really well done from OpTic so far. Simple still not able to land the shot. Now he's at 5 HP. Virtually no chance here of him winning this. And Daps is going to clean it up, though it is Rush with those 3 kills with his own Deagle. That was the difference maker in that round.
That was a huge play from Rush. So now Team Liquid, unfortunately, being upset. The question for them is, did they go for the aggressive response, or did they just try to save up from here and build up their own economy? Winning a T-side pistol is great, but not being able to carry it on from that point forward is going to be a little bit disappointing, as that just gives the usual advantage to the CTs we're used to expecting on this map. So Team Liquid not going to go for the aggressive response, just upgrading some pistols here. No armor, no utility really going behind any of it. In fact, it's going to be a pretty quick play to the back of the B bomb site too, but there's some resistance on the ramp, and Nitro going to eat that nade directly, bringing him down to 25 HP. Almost a perfect one that would have taken him down, but a little bit off the mark there.
Smoke onto the lower ramp. That's going to delay things a little bit. There's only 1 flashbang on Kusta, so this is going to have to be a god tier flash. And Daps is playing this well, hiding behind cover. He's not going to be able. He's not going to get blind. Letting Simple probe. He does have the Deagle, but now that he's gone, all that's left is go to the slaughter, see what you can find. Shazam is going to grab one. Daps still just toying. He's got a huge advantage with his AK-47. Can they get the plant down? That's all that Liquid wants here, and it does look like Hiko's going to be able to do that. OpTic seeds it. They give it up. But it should be pretty easy from here as Hiko falls, and it's just Elige left.
Molly going to be tossed out there too. Elige, nothing he can really do to try and hold it. The best thing that the members of Team Liquid get away with on this round is the fact that they will be able to find a plant. No real damage or anything coming off of it, though, but that plant is going to help them to reestablish their economy a little bit faster here. And in fact, they are in a position where they can actually probably go for a pretty confident buy. The only thing they'd be missing is an op.
Yeah, and that's, yeah, they are going to go for this buy as well. So Elige just buys it up, and they're going to go for the op anyways. So actually, that's pretty cool to see from Simple, because he drops the op over to Kusta, and so Kusta can get armor behind it. And Simple just has an AK-47 with no armor whatsoever. So a selfless play here from Simple on Team Liquid, and he gets a kill anyways. So why not?
That was a nice pun. A selfless play from Simple to give Kusta. Selfless.
Yeah.
Bit meta, but
I got it.
There you go. Shazam, though, with a nice peek over towards T-Connector, shuts down Kusta at the beginning of the round. And does find a trade, so 4-on-4, but Elige as well. Still racking up some frags. Shazam able to respond, actually holding on quite nicely on the outer bomb site. Down to 16 HP now, but it has abated quite a bit of the pressure from Team Liquid, and the bomb is down and in control of the CTs for the time being.
I don't think that was a pun, by the way.
That was a bit of a reach.
Really crowbarring that one in there. Either way, down to a 3-on-3. Shazam has the AWP, and that could be the difference maker here. He can use that at range. He's got it right at the bomb train at the moment. Hiko, the lurker, playing this very, very passively. Shazam's on the bomb train. He's got to be careful with the low HP, just jumping over that smoke. If he gets spotted at the wrong time, it could just be all over for him. But he's using this very, very smartly to find the angle. Now he's giving himself up a missed shot. Nitro's creeped closer, using that Molotov. And now he's going to swing over towards Connector, and he doesn't know that Daps is there. The timing hasn't worked out for him to spot him, but the rest of Daps' teammates are gone. So it's a 1-on-3 situation.
Daps trying to pull off the impossible here now, too, and so timid considering the fact that all of his teammates were just ripped away from him. So hiding back, no utility to work with here either. This is the armor and the kit. Hoping he can find someone on the side of Team Liquid getting a little bit over-aggressive, but it's just not the case. Not being fed anything at all. Everybody on Team Liquid avoiding that angle. So just going to try to walk out and see what he can find here. Not even going to grab that first kill. Nitro shuts it down. And Team Liquid respond to tie things up at 2 rounds for either team.
And they salvage the AWP into this round. That'll be dropped over towards Kusta. This is a nice shot from Shazam. So many angles there for Kusta to be mindful of, and Shazam wins it. But then the defense just collapsed in the mid-round. So 2-2 now. All tied up, and it's going to be back to pistols for OpTic. They don't build up enough money to survive that one loss. So a good buy from Team Liquid early on with just the AKs. It's going to get him back onto the board, back into the driver's seat. Nate comes out towards Simple, but he's going to take that fight anyway. Looked like he was having a little bit of trouble with that long-range spray not connecting immediately. Now he's going to have this dual long-range with NAF again. Down to 1 HP, so he's just got to sit this one out, essentially.
And the rest of Team Liquid, or apologies, the rest of OpTic, now that they've found that, are going to take advantage of it and start to push forward, trying to get a little bit more aggressive to ensure that Liquid, at the very least, are going to have a very hard time getting control of this outside train yard. Also, note, too, Daps pushing all the way back to the top of upper there. But Simple, able to dispatch of Shazam, and now they're feeling a little bit better about their situation. However, going to be pulling off of this and going for that B hit instead. Nobody investigating over here towards Daps as of yet, but Nitro has a close eyes on it, so should be able to take care of him pretty easily. But actually, no, not the case. He peeks out. Nice reaction from Kusta, though, to shut down Daps. And now they basically get control of the B-bomb site for free.
Russian NAF with these Deagles going to try and come in and just deal a little bit of economic damage, see what kills they can grab, but this is going to be a 3rd round for Team Liquid. There should be no way that they lose this, especially because NAF and Rush really just seem content to go for some late round kills, not even trying for the retake. There goes one. Rush finds a Liege, a wild spray there, doesn't connect anything. And actually, Rush even gets the AK-47. Now he's being chased from a couple different angles. There's Kusta outside with the AWP watching from the cross from CT spawn, so that'll be the crucial shot to see if Rush evacuates that way. If Kusta hits this, that'd be pretty nice shot. Simple's also here though as well, so there's so many different ways that Rush can die, and that's the one he takes. Kusta with the AWP finds him in the end. No weapons saved, so it's going to have to be full investment for OpTic into this round. Shazam's going to go for an op of his own. He's got a flashbang behind him, but no armor.
Glass cannon up for him. The rest of the team, though, still able to buy out quite nicely. Unfortunately, when it comes to utility, beyond just smokes and flashbangs, we're really not going to see all that much. There's only a single HG grenade sitting on Stanislaw, so Molly's to try and hold back quick plays from Liquid. They're not going to have any of that. If Liquid just wanted to go for a rush play to take the outside yard, which it actually looks like they're doing, there's not really going to be a whole lot to hold them back. And there they go, rolling out now. You've already got a Liege leading the charge for these guys, holding back a little bit behind that first train outside of T connector, but there's not a whole lot of resistance coming out from OpTic either, so they're able to push forward pretty quickly after those smokes start to plume away. And it's still Liege doing the bulk of the pushing here at this point. Looking for that first frag. He's going to pick it up on a Shazam. Or pushing the short lane. That's Nitro finding a second one on the NAF. As they move forward, finally Rush looks for a response and finds it, but Hiko and Simple elsewhere, finding 2 more of the 5 total kills they need to close it out, leaving just Daps alive on the rotation from the B-bombs, like stuck inside of Z with nowhere to work with.
Yeah, and nothing really to work with either. Just a FAMAS. And in this 1-on-4, he's just going to choose to fall back and save it. So a good take from Team Liquid. Only losing Nitro gets a good entry towards Hell. And then from there, everyone else from Team Liquid is able to sustain and take over this bomb site. So it's going to be a 4th round for Liquid, and this is going to put OpTic back onto a save. Daps does get a little bit of a consolation prize there in the end with Hiko falling. But he's being chased out, and Kusta up close with the op. A nice shot from him. He's going to clean things out. So this was Naf thinking he's going to take that fight towards Sandwich, but Nitro just too up close, and this is a good peek from Liquid. Both Hiko and Simple just swing at the same exact time to eliminate that kill. So back to pistols. Should be a good opportunity for Liquid to get up towards 5 rounds.
OpTic, again, this is not going to be good for them when you consider the fact that they're a pretty CT-sided team when it comes to this map in general. We'll talk more about it at the half, but their T-sides as of late, especially when they go against teams of their level, has been incredibly weak. It's going to make them extremely weak, or it's going to make their odds of actually swinging this game back very hard if they don't change this now. So Simple starts it off with 2 kills. Stanislaw does manage to trade back one of them by shutting down Simple, but unfortunately beyond this, they take control of the B site without really any resistance whatsoever. Now Daps has not revealed himself too much, but as soon as we see Nitro jumping back over there to head up the ramp, he's going to be taken care of pretty quickly.
This might be something that OpTic can take advantage of moving forward into some of the next gun rounds, is that Simple has been very, very aggressive in that terrace choke point, all on his own a couple times. And they've been able to get that kill, I think, twice. Stan does have a salvaged AK, and he makes his presence known. Nade comes out to behind the train. That lands perfectly on him. Down to 8 HP. Kusta gets rushed. Elige just cleans that out. Nice sequence from Elige. So 5th round for Team Liquid. Here comes that buy again. Will Shazam go for the glass cannon AWP one more time? It's actually going to be double glass cannon. Yeah, why not? Let's go for it. Let's see what it can do. Smoke behind each of these for Naf and Shazam, but very susceptible to the aim punch, very susceptible to nades and Molotovs. Dangerous situation for OpTic Gaming.
Which Team Liquid has plenty of that, but thankfully for those two opters, there's not going to be as much fast-paced play as we saw on the last round from Team Liquid. Holding back a little bit more, trying to spread their players out. Pretty actual default setup with the exception of them not really having any pressure placed back over there towards Ivy. Shazam, though, able to catch Simple. As you were mentioning before, he was getting aggressive towards that T choke point quite a bit. Now he's fallen away from it, and Daps is just free to get these 2 kills. Nobody checks over there towards the plywood. He even gets a 3rd one, too. So easy for Daps to just shut down this entire push. Now Kusa's the last one alive.
Yeah, I mean, Team Liquid trying to change up the pace and come right through the smoke, and that's going to be an easy 4 kill for Daps. Now, they already have a double op set up, and this is the big thing as well. That's a huge investment to make if you're OpTic. The glass cannon AWPs, where if that fails, you're back down to $0. Because they lose absolutely no one, there's no rebuys. No one has to drop over an M4 to a teammate, so they have full utility. They have all the armor they need. They have kits. And now they can build up some money behind this. You can see already a couple players up above $2,000. So Liquid kind of throw a round away without doing any damage, and that's a huge benefit to OpTic.
Speaking of OpTic again, actually a pretty heavy stack on the outside bomb site now, leaving Daps as that main player to hold this off. Of course, the last round was up perfectly because nobody checks his position, but you can bet in the event that Team Liquid did decide to go for this kind of a take once more, that he would definitely be the first target they look to in the first position they try to check for as well, but it does not look like that's going to be the case, at least judging from the positions Team Liquid are currently playing towards. Getting ready to work their way in through T-connector in the ladder room, and Nitro will lead that charge with the bomb going down. Not a very proactive hold here, but the mollies that are tossed inside of ladder room holds the take completely back. And OpTic get a complete read on this too.
Good opening kill from Stan, playing aggressive, but he's going to expand, and there it is. Simple rounds the corner, though. He pulls his knife out. A little bit of a bad timing on that one because Rush gets easy kill, and Shazam with his hop has really come alive in these past couple rounds. He gets another kill here. Nitro, 17 HP, trying to make a play. Does get one. And he's got Nap, who has the other AWPs. That's a perfect fight for him. Although now he's in a 1-on-2 against 2 M4s, and he can't take a single point of damage, and it won't matter because Daps is going to drop him from behind. So OpTic has strung a couple together here now, 4 to 5 as they try and even things out.
Thankfully, Liquid, the 4 that they had going for themselves, they were able to stack up quite a pretty big bank themselves. So should not have too much trouble going for a force up here, which is exactly what they're going to do. They have to downgrade Nitro and Hiko to Tech 9s, but beyond that, they still have 2 AKs and the op sitting on Kusa, despite him dropping like 7K or something close to that in the last round.
The danger is that Shazam's AWP has been winning that battle, that aggressive battle towards T-Choke lately. So no kills there, and actually
Speaking of Shazam.
Yeah, he changes his position though. He goes inside, so a good change up for OpTic.
He's going to move in, shuts down Nitro, and immediately this is gonna kick the hornet's nest for Team Liquid, trying to figure out exactly how they can react to this. As they place their players on the top of back B. Simple trying to move in, looking for some sort of trade, but there's really nothing anymore. There's really nothing here anymore from the side of OpTic. Most of their players are formulating around Z, trying to figure out if Team Liquid wanted to change this up to an A hit instead, but so far just holding back.
Yeah, losing Nitro early on. That's one of the Tech 9s, so it's not the biggest loss, but now they have to just find out. You know, they have this AWP on Kusta. He's boosted up right now in box hall, seeing if anyone's going to be on top of the trains. He doesn't see anyone, so he falls down. But that's the big question, is where can they put Kusta? Where can they put Elige or Simple to find themselves a kill to open things up? Smoke goes down to the lower ramp. That's going to prompt Daps to just spam through it. He doesn't have any knowledge if they're actually coming down quite yet. Though he will spot that out at any moment. Another smoke comes out for the bomb train. Daps is now isolated. Can't win that first fight. Elige finds that, but Shazam peers over the smoke. He grabs one as they enter the site. Kusta's going to try and nab him, but the bomb's now being planted.
As it goes down, OpTic wasting no time getting themselves in positions for the retake here. Simple trying to spot it, but he doesn't realize just how close this is being played towards him. Kusta picking up a shot. Simple actually manages to hold on there too. Kills Stanislaw as he tries to push his way forward. Spots another target way back in the site there. And being Naf, he's trying to creep up and regroup with Rush, but now that they've killed those first two, the final are going to be pretty easy to close out. Eco even able to re-rotate back into this site to hold it. There's no way in hell OpTic's retaking this site. So again, need to fall back, need to save the guns, because they themselves on the CT side have yet to build up a really strong economy.
So those two kills, like you mentioned, Simple recovering. Doesn't realize he was getting pushed upon so close, but the kill he gets and the kill that Kusta gets on the other side of the bomb train, that really secures that. The other two members of OpTic are so far back at the inner site, they don't have an avenue into that retake because they have so far to go to contend with the op of Kusta at bomb train. And that one there is huge entry for Elige, even though he falls right after, very crucial. But this shot from Kusta was big on the Shazam, and Simple also grabbing Stan on the sidewalk, pushing up. Those are the two turning points into that round. Either way, you mentioned the economy of the CG side not being that strong. Two FAMASes, a UMP, and no utility on anyone but Rush. I mean, there's a couple smokes out, 3 smokes on Stan, Naf, and Daps, but it's the flashbangs, the Molotov, and Rush that helps out. And look at Liquid. They want to pick up the pace. They want to go towards the center bomb site.
Tapso with good sense on this one. Does toss out the smoke. He knows his presence coming close up to with him hiding that close to the actual ramp area. Should have been able to hear the footsteps creeping, but now he's got to catch the timing of when they actually go, and he's a little bit late, but again, nobody checking that plywood position, so he's able to get that first kill for free. That's the bomb as well. Trying to reposition for a second one. He won't be able to grab it, but he does some nice damage. Now Kusta trying to turn the tides of battle. Picking up 2 back-to-back. Literally no punishment coming in, and he even gets that third one on a nap. Beautifully played by Kusta. It's just Stanislaw left alive. He has a flank lined up, but I think they already realize he's somewhere around here. However, that's not going to stop him from racking up at least a couple kills. Takes down Hiko, trades out to an M4, and is actually in a 1v2. So this is not over just as of yet. He's trying to decide right now if he wants to save it or go for this 1v2, but the more time he wastes here, the more time he's giving Team Liquid to get into post-plant, so they already know where he's playing from.
Yeah, he's going to go for it, it looks like, as well. He's going to drop the smoke, but I'm thinking he assumes that this is planted in the default spot. It's actually planted for the other side, and Liquid, I mean, this is basically an impossible round for Stan to win. He has no kit as well, and so many positions around these trains for him to clear out. So he just goes to see if he can find 1 kill, and I think he's going to give it up here. Nope, he's going to continue forward. Until just now, finally he realizes that maybe this is an impossible task.
He literally spotted like one of them 3 times and has not been able to kill them because he's always been on a ladder or something. So bit awkward in that attempt of a retake onto the site, but it looks like he will be able to survive. Even trades out to an AK too, so it's a little bit of an upgrade there. But this plywood position again from Daps continues to punish Team Liquid. Thankfully they still win the round, but they do have to be cautious of that.
Yeah, I mean, Kusta just wrecks him here. This is a really nice flick. That third kill, impressive stuff to open up that inner bomb site. 7 rounds now for Team Liquid and OpTic. Back to just pistols. They have the AK-47 that Stan was able to save, but not too much really behind this. And you got to think if it weren't for that awesome, there's that.
That's awkward, not so awesome.
Yeah, that's that awkward nade. There's a wall there, Stan. But if it wasn't for that incredible round from Rush where he got those 3 Deagle kills, they could be even farther behind.
So Stan's still going to make up for that little bit of a whiff there at the beginning by getting a nice frag on a Simple. The rest of the members of Team Liquid are again just going for a very straightforward take on the B bomb site. Unfortunately, Kusta is there and ready for it. Manages to grab the shutdown shot on his Stanislaw, and beyond this, Rush has pushed further up on the site, looking for some Deagle shots, but not even going to be given the chance to do so. Nitro takes him down very quickly. Kusta, bit of an unfortunate unscoping time, but still finds the shot. Elige also picking up another frag from upper there, shuts down Naf. Again, nothing that really can be done here, and Daps is way outside Ivy looking to save.
That kill onto, I believe it was Naf, was actually assisted by that beautiful nade from Stanislaw. Yeah. So, you know, fun stuff.
Little push, a little help. You can have that one for free, guys.
Here's the nade, my friend.
Catch.
But this is now Team Liquid just kind of abusing this inner bomb set these past few rounds. Especially that one, obviously, I mean, they could have gone anywhere on the map and they basically would have been able to abuse because Stan was the only one with an AK-47. Now Daps is trying to save it. Elige is going to turn the corner, though. And Daps is going to win that battle, so he's going to move forward into the next round with that gun. Even shoots the dead body. Laughing a little bit. 13-7 for Daps. He's leading the way for his team. 6 frags above his nearest teammate. There's that unfortunate unscoping, but you can see he recovers very, very nicely.
And for OpTic here now, definitely starting to fall behind by a large degree, and Liquid just continuing to build themselves up here. Hasn't necessarily been the most straightforward rounds for Liquid. Quite a few rounds actually where OpTic comes very close, but at the end of the day, it's Simple, that powerhouse we've seen before, along with Kusta just absolutely shutting things down, and there's no punishment going on to either of those 2 players, despite them playing in similar positions for long periods of time, 10, 15 seconds. That Kusta 3K there, nothing being done about that. He's just freely allowed to grab those kills. No smoke, no flashbangs tossed in his direction, nothing at all. And Team Liquid continue to dominate because of things like this.
Some aggression, and actually this is a little bit slower pace. The bomb is essentially all on its own towards the middle, towards Teach-Choke. It's going to be the pressure towards Ivy that's going to start things out. Alicia's got to be very, very careful. Naf is over towards Hell, and actually Simple just takes the other route. There it is. Alicia finds one. Can he get the second? No, he can't. Nose rushes here, but Simple's going to get a free kill on Shazam at the bomb site. Just one smoke cleverly hides his path. Kusa does fall down to a 3-on-3. But Naf has just too many angles for him to worry about. Now even Simple is going to cough another rotation. This is such crazy play from Simple. He's frustrating OpTic right now, but it is down to Rush in a 1-on-2. He's got 8 HP. And he's also got the bomb, but he's essentially got to give it up because he doesn't have the health. He has to win this round through stealth.
He's going to run away, probably try to jump himself down inside a ladder room to catch players on the cross, going to retrieve that bomb, and that's exactly where he's heading right now. Working his way downstairs, and Team Liquid continue to play things very, very slowly on their own. You can see him creeping over to get that bomb back, but nobody checking over here towards the window room, so he could close this out, gets the first one, but playing it very safely. This is good for Rush. You can actually catch him with the nade in his hand, too. 57 HP. Running away, he does get smoked out, but he's got one of his own that he can toss a little bit further to give him some cover. The bomb, in the meantime, has been retrieved by Simple. But this is not a straightforward round anymore because now Simple has to focus on getting that bomb on the ground. 5 seconds left. Rush can just hide this out. He's going to jump out, look for the kill if he can grab it, but only manages to reposition behind E-Box, and Simple gets that bomb on the floor in a very safe position, but he peeks out. Rush a little bit slow on the reaction, though, so no shots are going to connect. And as Rush wraps around, he's going to catch him in air. Still no connection, though, and this is giving him the time he needs. Rush down to 3 HP. Simple jumping up. 40 HP for Simple, but Simple playing around with it, maybe a little bit too much. Still manages to close it out, though. Shuts down Rush and gives another one over to Team Liquid.
Somehow almost does it. Even some opportunities for him to take down Simple there at the end. Just can't land the shots, but Simple had a beast round. That one flank on Shazam, and now he cuts off Daps. That's very, very good mobility, and this is the thing. He was going to have to win that by doing something creative, and he does find exactly what he wanted. So actually, very, very good play there. Simple just wins it out in the end. Huge advantage in terms of his health. So now back on the pistols one more time. And Simple again, he's going to be the solo aggressor in mid, and Naf with Deagle just ends it. So they're catching on to the fact that Simple is going to get aggressive, is going to chase some of these kills. Daps is going to be close to Alicia's right, but he's not going to fall for it again. This time, no smoke he has to run through. So the inner bomb site is essentially open for Team Liquid.
That Deagle shot comes from all the way the back of the A-bomb site, all the way inside of T-connector. Stanislaw with a nice shot there, takes down Nitro, but still, the responses continue to roll out here for Team Liquid once more. There is going to be an attempt from Alicia to get aggressive there, but Stanislaw just shutting this down all in his lonesome. Now Hiko sneaking up, gets another kill, and it's down to a 1v1, but Hiko still no bomb on the ground, and also Naf in position in the site already. If Hiko doesn't realize he's this far up, it could be an easy kill for him, and he does it, trying to respond, but he's on the ladder, and Naf is going to clutch it out for OpTic.
Yeah, how did Shazam get there? That had to have been a flank up the ladder, so Liquid take their eye off the ball for just a second and Stan gets 3 kills out of it. That's good stuff from him. There's that kill. He salvages the AWP as well. Nice flick on a Nitro. Does eventually get taken care of by Hiko, but Clutch Master can't win that one-on-one. Can't win them all. Can win most of them, not all of them. 2 ops now for OpTic. Shazam and Naf each taking one of those. Actually, Liquid, they've gotten beat up with their money a little bit. They're just going to stream out mid at the moment. 1 Tech 9 on a leash. He falls quickly. Kuster responds, but there's Stan. 2 kills so far in this round, and Shazam has Nitro pinned in, but he misses the shot. Molotov's going to come out. It's going to force Nitro away. Shazam is brought down very, very low to 16 HP, so Liquid's still in this round.
Molly coming out just a little bit too early there for Stanislaw, or a little bit too late, actually. Simple is going to be able to roll out and grab it before it hits the floor. Another kill leaves it in a very even situation, down to a 3-on-3. Shazam still in the middle of basically all the T's right now, though, surrounded on both sides, so he's got to be incredibly cautious, especially with 16 HP. That's not going to stop the guys on Team Liquid from fragging, though. And Shazam looking away, probably the worst possible time. Hiko's going to get that kill for free. Now it's just Daps in a similar position to where we saw the last person have to clutch it out in a situation like this, stuck inside of that ladder room. They don't know he's here, though, so the first one's going to come for free. Looking for the second, and he's going to be able to grab it. Lining up for that last one, and Daps, nicely done. 1, 2, and 3. Closes it out, and OpTic do bring it up to 9-6.
All right, then. What a nice shots from Daps. Really nice, especially swinging out wide onto Hiko, who's running up back against the wall. That was a beautiful precision shot that he had. So good stuff from him. We'll see it again here. And it was Daps in this position when he was trying to clutch out that 1-2. 1 kill for him. Nitro can't react fast enough. And then Hiko, I mean, he's zoned in on the spot, but he's not ready for that peak whatsoever. So really nicely done. It's still a very good half for Liquid on the T side of Train. 9-6. And I know you wanted to talk a little bit about OpTic Gaming's struggles, per se, on the T side. You mentioned that this is a map where it's much more heavily slanted towards the CT side when OpTic plays this.
Yeah, so I mean, you even go back to like the E-League qualifiers when they played this against CS:GO Lounge. and they had a horrible T side here, and that's eventually what led to them losing the map, despite them having a pretty good start, if I remember it correctly. And they gave, if I remember correctly, the excuse they gave back then was sort of that, oh, this is still a newer map for us, we're still working on the T side. Well, since then, they haven't really worked on it all that much, because when, at least looking at 3 other matches where they went against teams of similar skill, I think it was Cloud9, Selfless, and either CLG or Liquid. Pretty sure it was Liquid. They only managed to win around like 15% of their T-sided rounds, and this is as recently as about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so I mean, this is still kind of a map that a lot of North American teams have ignored, or at least set aside toward the end. You know, when roster changes are made, this is still the map. It's like, all right, we'll work on Train last. Like that'll be the map that we don't really want to work on necessarily right now. But with the amount of roster changes that we've seen over the past 2 seasons, it always just kind of gets pushed back to not get played. So, not a great favorite of North American teams. Train is. So yeah, a lot of teams seem to struggle on it. It goes back to some of those maps. Even talking yesterday when we saw that matchup where the T side is just overwhelmingly in the team's favor at times in North America.
Yep, and especially just because the CT side is such little cohesion with those newer rosters, and especially with teams that don't have as skilled IGLs, I guess you could say, or as IGLs that are as adaptive to these new players with how often North American teams change up their rosters and whatnot, so it just happens so often. But on this map, it's OpTic that needed to rack up rounds on the CT side, but unless we've seen some significant changes in OpTic's playstyle here on this map in the last 2 weeks, it could be a rough half for them considering their history here.
Well, another map also where double up setups can just reign supreme. You know, if you get Simple and Kusta going, we saw Kusta, hitting some very, very nice shots with the AWP, being very influential in how the rounds played out in the first half. If he continues that kind of play in the second, he can be a dominant force and just propel Liquid to this win. Aaron warm up, going for the knife, not warming up the AWP, sharpening his blades. We are not sure what the players are waiting for here, but we are just waiting. It is 9-6. Liquid just played their T half, and they took the advantage into the second half, which is yet to start. They are 3-0. We opened the show up talking about Team Liquid and the standings of ESL Pro League as it comes to a close. We did talk about the fact that Liquid had only played 12 games, while most teams were sitting around 16, 17, 18. I'll finish this as the match goes live right now, you can see. But Liquid winning 4 matches here would get them up to 10-6. That would put them in about that 6th seed, but more importantly, it would put them only within 2 wins of being in the playoff, in one of the top 4 seeds. So these are very, very important matches to win, especially against Cloud9 and OpTic, who are 2 teams who are currently sitting in that top 4. So it'd be very important wins to have in case of a tiebreaker.
Another important question that we sort of postulated at the beginning of this one too, when we were still in the C9 set, was how well was Kusta going to do? And well, he's done pretty darn well considering we haven't seen him as an active participant in this roster for about 2 weeks. So coming back, playing nicely, that's good hopes for Malmo and possibly good hopes for the rest of the online season here as well, if that play continues for the rest of tonight and over the next coming days or so. But anyway, we are in the pistol round now. OpTic falling behind a little bit, going on to the half, which should be a harder one for them. And to start it off, they are lining up a default hit to the outside train here. Team Liquid expecting inner as they've gone for a 3-stack over here. A couple players close to Z, so it won't be the longest rotation ever, but if it's a quick one, and especially if we cannot see both Elige and Kusta really pick up some trade kills at the beginning, and that could be a very simplistic take for OpTic to grab, and there won't really be anything Liquid can do to retake. Well,
importantly as well, if these retakes don't come in time, they're going to be stuck behind smokes in the choke point. So there's one. Elige is boosted up. He's going to be tapping away at range. They jump out, and I believe he's been spotted. Kusta's even to play a little bit more passively. Elige trying to find a rush. Not able to connect those shots just yet. He's done decent damage, but Nitro gets that first kill, and OpTic, they're going to push past the bomb train. They haven't got the bomb planted quite yet. Kusta's going to clothesline Stanislaw. Going to get one more. He can't. Rush does find him in the end, but Elige has now come out of choke, and he's going to wrap her out. He finds Rush. One more on Naf. That's found by Simple, and this is all starting to get shut down by this Liquid retake. Shazam is the last one left in hell. And too many angles for him to worry about. Can't clean out Elige quick enough, so Simple's going to get that. A good retake for Team Liquid. The bomb is planted for OpTic, so we might not see a bye to the next round. But a good pistol round win when they have an advantage in this half.
Team Liquid, though, now finding a 10th round here. Assuming we don't see any disruptions coming out in the second round here from OpTic Gaming, it's sort of up to them as to what they want to do. Now getting the plant, they could go for a strat where they just invest into PT-50s and a couple smokes to try and force a second plant and then focus on the third round, where if they get 2 plants in a row, they'll have some great utility, which is actually what it appears they're doing now. Dap's not investing. Shazam, the same story for him, so it's a light buy. And their main goal here, and you can see there's that smoke again coming out of the rush, is going to be to get the plant.
Yeah, but is one smoke going to do the trick? It all depends. Simple has an AUG. All right, I like it. Always like seeing this gun busted out. Why not? Let's go for it. So he's going to be playing behind the spindle. It actually looks like they've adjusted a little bit. They're very slowly making their way here. I think a couple players are down ladder room at the moment, so slowly going to hit towards the center bomb site. It might be a bit of a fake, actually. To which way it is one player, curiously, you know, in box halls. A couple players above or below ladder. If I can't really see on the mini-map, actually looks like they're in the smoke. So boosted up above, trying to find something through the glass windows, and actually they do. Kusta gets caught off guard. So that boost works out perfectly. There's an opening kill.
Only giving away really 1 or 2 players in that position as well, so not giving out too much intel as of yet. The bomb is still just running outside of T connector. I think they were going to commit this to an A hit through both ladder room, along with working its way in through cheek choke, but I think after finding that kill, they've changed their mind, and they're going to instead just use Shazam to rush his way out and then go for the hit back over here. So Simple under a lot of pressure, but look at all of it that's about to explode from inner too. He's going to be absolutely overwhelmed, and he doesn't really have a whole lot of assistance. Hiko arriving now with that scout. He picks up a first kill, gives the warning signal out, but nobody's spotted Simple. Look, he's free. He whips that first shot though, so he's only going to be able to grab 1 kill. Rush does respond pretty quickly, and that bomb is definitely going to go on the floor. Mission accomplished for OpTic Gaming as far as this round is concerned, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're going to get much farther. Hiko, nicely done with the scout, just mops up the remaining members of OpTic Gaming.
If I were Simple after that, I would just tell Nitro just leave it on the floor. I'd be like, I'll take the Faust into the next round. You can see how he's going for a couple kills there, and he even scopes in when they're close up, but not able to get him in the end. So it will be interesting to see how he does it in the next round. It's a nice kill from Hiko. This is just awkward, really.
Should have just moved down. It's like, right? oh crap, I missed.
Oh boy, that's unfortunate. Either way, Scout goes over to Kusta from the hands of Hiko. He upgrades to the M4. Simple is back on the AUG. This time he's going to take that to the outer train yard, and you see with those 2 plants, it is a buy-up for OpTic. They have a lot of utility, a lot of smokes, a lot of Molotovs to use into this round. 5 smokes, 4 Molotovs. Quickly going to take control of box halls. It's not necessarily to do anything with it, but you can see it forces Simple to rotate back. Once Hiko spots someone coming towards the inner site, that at least forces Liquid to be honest that it could be a hit, or there could be someone at the upper ramp. So they have to devote 2 members to it, so the defense in the outer bomb site gets weakened.
It is going to be probably a default hit, though, from the side of OpTic Gaming now as they line up 2 players outside of Ivy, a couple more lined up just outside of ladder room, and 1 more inside of T connector. That's going to be Shazam. A nice nade, though, was directly into the face of Nitro, bringing him down to 49 HP. Landing right under him. Kusta not going to be able to spot anything else as yet, but there's Simple. Pushes actually into the back of the B bomb site, but only finds 1 kill again. Rush trades him back out. Now Kusta looking for some more himself. Not going to be able to find Shazam just as of yet, but in a moment, if he times this properly, could pick him off in his attempt to push outside a T connector. And also that Ivy hit's going to start too, which will place pressure on Nitro. Nitro, though, not really ready for this one, looking away just as Stanislaw pushes. He thought he was way further back with that smoke coming down. The Liege moves in, trades out a kill onto Rush, but they've taken so much control of this outer bomb site. Kusta up close. He's got to be extremely careful looking for the scout shots, but he just freezes. Naf gets him for free. Hiko finding another pickup here, takes down Naf. It's down to him, though. 1 versus 2, trying to take down Shazam and Stanislaw. Almost getting that good angle versus Stanislaw, but that molly and smoke, he's going to push inside the smoke. Bit of a missed call there. And as Hiko pushes back out, unfortunately, Shazam is waiting for him, so he's going to easily close things out. And OpTic will be able to take control of this first gun round.
Yeah, a little bit of, it seemed like Nitro kind of lost his way there. And Kusta not with the scout. I mean, there's not really too much he could do with that scout. So good work by OpTic, slow playing through that Ivy. It's really, really well done, but it is going to be a buy-up into this round by Liquid. M4 on Simple, M4 on Liege, and it's just going to be pistols otherwise for Liquid and Hiko, or I mean Nitro and Hiko. Kuz is actually, once again, we saw this on the previous, or earlier in the night, I'm not sure if it was the previous map, but not buying armor. Even though the rest of his team has 4 spot, he's just staying on a USP with no armor and some nades to utilize. Just telling you he wants to have that AWP every chance he can.
OpTic Gaming still holding back, though, playing it. Waiting out now very, very slowly for their opportunity to find their way into one of these bomb sites. But with Team Liquid on this broken buy, it can be a bit dangerous, so just trying to make sure they get a good read onto the situation before they attempt to do anything else here. And that'll be them spreading out, again, pretty much the same sort of setup here that we saw in that previous round. A little bit later towards Ivy this time, just Naf trying to push in towards that. A little bit more pressure making its way over here towards the T choke point as well, but also leaving the option open with so many players further over there towards the white halls for an attempt to change this up and go for a B hit if they meet some trouble on their way into this A bomb site. The CTs, though, with the timer getting lower, are going to start to re-smoke some of these choke points. Specifically, Ivy has been re-smoked. However, Nitro might use this to get a little bit aggressive. He's hunting out right now behind the server. He might just be waiting now to see if these guys try to rush their way in, but so far not happening. And unfortunately, with that smoke fading, Nitro's kind of trapped now.
Yeah, no chance of him really falling away, although Kusta could come back and just provide a little bit of a distraction. Nade's going to come out, and actually Kusta eats that one. Simple also got very low, but there it is. Nitro swings out, bides his time nicely. Meanwhile, the hit is on. Though Kusta with just a USP finds that kill on the stand, so there's an opportunity here for Liquid to steal this one away. Rush is trying to find one. There's Kusta again at hell. Throws a flashbang over. It doesn't look like OpTic knows he's here. He's going to have to make a play at some point. His teammates are very, very low. Hiko is the only one with HP, 5-7 as well. And Rush still being very, very patient, waiting for any kind of a peek whatsoever. He's looking the wrong way, though, for Kusta. He's looking over at the bomb train. There it is. There's the peek from Kusta, but he does fall. He can't get that one, so it's just Nitro in a 1-on-2. Rush is very, very low, but Daps has so much HP, and he's playing it very well. 1 kill for Nitro. He's got 3 on the round, but there's no time on this bomb. He's just going to have to give it up. So it is going to be an 8th round for OpTic, but good damage dealt from Liquid.
Daps, though, actually moving the complete wrong direction to try and scout him out. So assuming this is safe explosions from Nitro, he actually should be able to make it out of this round with the AK. And yep, it's going to be great. Really far in range. And for Daps, trying to see if he can find that player. It's not going to be the case, even considering tossing that molly out towards the end, but just not enough time left in the round. So it's just going to go into the favor of OpTic, and they will continue to joust. They're down, but they're not out in this half just as of yet. As they rack up a couple rounds on the T side, keeps them in control. And with Team Liquid going for the broken buy in the last one, this time they're not really going to be able to bring all that much to the table. Nitro just tosses over his CZ that he had in that last round to Simple. Beyond that, the only other thing we're really going to see is a bit of utility on Kusta and a P250 on Hiko.
It's going to be aggression. Simple's going to push up very, very close. Shazam is just right around the corner. Pop Flash comes in. Shazam's completely blind, but no one from Liquid really pushes into the choke point. So OpTic playing this one very passively just to prevent any damage being taken from that kind of aggression. Nades raining out towards Ivy. This is something that Liquid's going to want to stop in the next gun round. Some of this Ivy pressure that OpTic has put on has been very, very effective. So they're going to want to make sure they can at least eliminate that portion of an attack moving forward once they get the guns in their hands. Naf's going to get very, very close with the cover of this smoke and the Molotov on the other side initially. Now he's got an angle. Another Molotov's going to run out. Poorly timed, though. The smoke hasn't faded yet, so it gets extinguished. Nitro's here with an AK. If he can get these 2 kills, or at least assist his teammates in getting these 2 kills, they could have a lifeline into this round. And there's an aggressive peek from the other side. They're looking the wrong way. Nitro peeks. He sprays down the first one, gets the second as well. Nice bait from Nitro.
There's a lot of pressure also coming out to the outer site, but Simple's picked up an AK and now is getting some frags in himself. Takes down Rush, and all of a sudden OpTic are frozen out. Over here in the middle of the trains, though, Shazam is going to be given another kill on a Simple. That drops down one more of the AKs, and it's in a 2 versus 2 situation once more. Hiko, just a measly little P250. Playing it up close, though, gets the planter. That's going to shut down Shazam, and now Daps is surrounded. There's nowhere for him to go. Tries to peek out, but it walks right into the crosshairs of Nitro. Team Liquid strike back. And again, OpTic will fall behind.
Big play from Nitro, a sick bait, and it actually wasn't even necessarily all Nitro. There's also the peek of his teammate from the other side right at the exact moment that actually attracts the attention of OpTic that allows Nitro to get a couple free kills, so that's huge. And now you can see a pause come out, and I'm assuming this is for the OpTic side, because there's 3 members very, very low on money, below 2,000. It's Rush, Naf, and Shazam at 15, 14, and 1,900. And they have to figure out what they want to do with this round, if they're how they're gonna save, if they want to try and get a plant, what they're gonna do to do that. Because now at 12 rounds, this is much like the previous match on Kabul, is Liquid has such an economic advantage this late into the match. Scary, scary times for OpTic that they have to start getting on the board in the next buy round.
Unfortunately, though, it's not going to be in the case right here. The guys on OpTic Gaming, this is where their struggles come in, is the fact that on this T side, we've already seen them try to do a default like 3 or 4 times in a row now. There's not really too much innovation when it comes to their T side, and that was one of the issues that we've seen over the past over the season in general here for OpTic Gaming, is that they just don't have a lot of strats to throw on their T side here. It's very straightforward, very easy for Team Liquid to read, and even when they do start to push themselves into these bomb sites, if they end up making a kill or two, a trade or two, then the rest of it can still be found out by Liquid. And as soon as Liquid get the read as to the strat, they can just shut down the other avenues.
Yeah, I mean, you did mention that the T side for OpTic was going to be a struggle just because, you know, statistically on this map, they haven't shown very much on it recently. So this is kind of the situation now where also Kusta and Simple have a double op setup. So it's going to get even a little bit more tougher now, where they have so much mobility. Winning a round like that, where they only had 1 rifle after saving a little bit, so their money just skyrockets after that. So it's a huge advantage now for Team Liquid. And OpTic, I mean, they're gonna have to save in this round. They do upgrade some pistols. We can see it on the screen. I know you guys can't quite see it yet, but they have upgraded some pistols, so they are conceding this round in terms of not going to force buy any kind of rifles into it. They would have only been able to afford 1, I believe, anyway. So they're going to go into this with pistols. That's going to allow Team Liquid to get up towards 13, and then you can start to see the money flow. The Molotovs are going to be out. So all the options for OpTic Gaming are currently being restricted because of the fact that they're going to be going up against 2 AWPs, and now it's just a very, very tough situation where they don't have many rounds to give up anymore.
And unfortunately, they've just been reset once more. They've just started to build up the losing bonus once again, so it's not going to be a consistent string of buys that they can get going for themselves. If they were able to get some plants going from round to round here, then it's going to make the situation a little bit better. But assuming the worst case scenario, and and they don't even get this. They're just shut down completely by Liquid. We'll look at another buy round coming up maybe in the next round, but then after that, Liquid will have an advantage. Once again, and OpTic will be looking at a very weak force.
Even the buy in the next round is going to be pretty sketchy, especially when you look at NAF, who's only got 1,100, Rush with 15. So, I mean, there's a lot of options that are just taken away from OpTic just right off the bat because of the money they have. So Liquid's in the driving seat, and this has been an impressive evening from Liquid. Coming back from the major, obviously a really good performance. I know we had the Bears on here talking about momentum earlier. So Liquid having some steam after that good performance, and then on top of everything, catching up in these standings. 3 wins so far, looking like they're in a great position to grab their 4th. And we'll obviously take a look at the standings at the end of the night, but that's a beautiful night for Team Liquid when you think that they want to have their hopes up going into Malmo. So all of a sudden they'll be going in after a strong major performance, a strong Pro League performance where they put themselves in a good spot to get a top 4 seed, and then into Malmo where they're going to test out how Kusta's going to do.
And this is also interesting too to see Team Liquid still doing so well despite the sort of, like, it was a really great run at the major, and we are going live now again, guys, by the way. But it was a great run at the major, but obviously the way it ended was probably one of the more devastating ways that it could have been done. Some people thinking, I think Sadicus put out a tweet that was like, oh, this is gonna, the way that they lost the semifinal is gonna hurt way more than all the progress they made going into this. But anyways, we get into this round number here.
Well, Sadicus, I mean, like, come on.
It's a good point though when you think of it. This round's a wash, by the way. I don't know what the hell OpTic tried to do here, but it didn't work. But like, it's a good point when you think about it. In that, okay, they had this absolutely devastating loss. What was it? 15 match points in a row.
15-6 and then 15-9.
Yeah, it was like 15 match points in a row that they could have been able to close it out. 2 away from making the grand final of a major.
Those are the matches that will like haunt you forever.
Yeah.
Not even lying about that, like forever. But I will say, talking to Simple in the airport, he was very much focused. He kind of just dropped the idea of, man, I can't believe we lost those, and he was very much focused on the Malmo, very much focused on the next event. So at least their mentality from their star player seems to be in the right spot. Speaking of Simple, his shot is perfect. He drops daps early on. So now in a 5-on-4 advantage, Liquid looking good. Nitro taking some bullets as he falls away, but this is that double up setup. 1 towards the inner bomb site, and now you can see that 1 kill. They know it's going to force OpTic away from the inner site, so they're going to go right at Kusta with his own AWP. Molotov is going to prevent him from peeking, but that counter Molotov prevents anyone from getting in a position and grabbing an advantageous angle to the left.
So OpTic is holding back here now for the time being, but they will start to push forward. And elsewhere, Shazam's about to kill Nath, though, with the lock-on frag on Akusta. Shuts him down. 3 left alive for Team Liquid here, but again, Hiko still picking up some kills himself, and Nitro in a great position to catch some of these players at a long-range duel, but it's not going to happen. Rush takes down Nitro, and now it's just on Elige and Hiko. Both still have good angles on the site, but Hiko gives away his position once more as he taps away. Elige trying to push himself back up here a little bit too, and Shazam's taking a shot, but Elige doesn't realize just how close Shazam is. Leaps forward, though, grabs another pickup, looking for more as they pushed OpTic back. Still no plant coming out, but 40 seconds left. Elige playing it safe, throws the smoke down onto the bomb train itself, and just trying to limit the options as best he can against OpTic.
It's biding time for Hiko to make a new play, get a new angle and a new avenue of attack, and it does not look like OpTic is going to expect this. This is smoked off at the moment. Hiko's going to slow down, though, with his AK and try and grab an angle for some precision shots. Rush is in the sandwich. Hiko's just making sure he's not going to get flanked from Ivy. So now Elige, oh, the Molotov is going to be nice. He's going to try and hide in this corner, but Hiko finds a kill, and Elige just starts to burn, so Rush gets forward aggressively. That Molotov eventually spreading. Fake plant. Hiko's not going to fall forward. He's not going to peek out too far down into this one-on-one. OpTic desperately need this win from Rush. But Hiko is going to take this angle, and he gets on top, and I don't think he spotted him, though. He did just spot the gun barrel there, so he knows exactly where Rush is. Slowly going to take the side. Rush is looking the wrong way, and Hiko's going to win it. He slow plays that clutch, that one-on-one, and it's 4 kills in the round for Hiko, and Team Liquid going to get up towards 14.
OpTic gaming again now, heading on to this next round. They're just forcing up this time. How much money are they going to have left over? It's, on some players, at least when you look at Rush, it's going to be good, but others, 3.3K sitting on Stanislaw, 3.6 on Shazam and Nath. They really do not have a whole lot of money to work with here, so it's going to be Tech9 force-ups on Daps. Others are going to be able to pick up AKs and Galils, but look at just how little utility they have. This is going to be such a dry take from these guys. Only really flashbangs to get themselves into a site. A couple smokes to try and line up something to work with, but if these are used early on, then there's really not going to be anything OpTic can hope for besides just good entry power to get themselves into one of these bomb sites.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough spot for OpTic. They seem to have some advantage in that last round, just couldn't close it out, but they desperately need this one. Running quickly out of flashbangs and utility. They have 2 smokes left, but only 1 flash to work with. There's going to have to be a lot of duels won from OpTic in this. Nade rains in, doesn't do too much damage to Rush. But aggressive stance from Elige at E-Box. And then he's also got Nitro to back him up from far away, and Kusta is here with the AWP, an aggressive position in Ivy, so actually Elige is going to have a lot of work to do. Has his gun out at the wrong moment. He dinks stand, but can't get the kill. Nitro cleans that one up. A lot of pressure being put on, and Rush finds the angle. Kusta's got to do something, but he's also found out, so a 2-on-4 now.
And Hiko trying to creep his way in from Z, but the Maul has been placed on. He's going to be held back for a few extra moments. Simple is in here too, but now we just lost Hiko, and I'm pretty sure he's been found out as well, so nothing Simple can really hope to do. It was a good attempt at a lineup, but Hiko gets found a little bit too early, and Simple's firing off shots and missing the connections. This round is definitely going into the favor of OpTic Gaming, unless we can see an absolute miracle play here from Simple. Mainly just trying to hold his position, and in a few moments look for a way to get out of here, but there's a shot. Takes down Naf. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of follow-up as of yet, as he just is not going to be safe wherever he decides to go.
Yeah, just trying to clear some of these guns out, but Shazam is going to finish him off. So he does lose that AWP at the end, and Shazam swaps out for the Dragon Lord. This is more than likely, I believe Liquid's going to play this one a little bit conservatively and not buy into this round. They have a couple players who are right on the edge, but when you're up 5 rounds, excuse me, just play it a little bit safe. Make sure you have all the money for your next buy, and you do see that. So some Deagles get upgraded 5-7, some utility purchased. Not too big of an investment that's going to cripple them moving forward. So OpTic trying to make this comeback happen. They wanted to make it happen on Cobble, but they just couldn't do it. This time might have a little bit more of a chance. Fast rush towards the outer bomb site gains them an early advantage, both in terms of manpower and in terms of map control.
There's Shazam picking up another shot on the Kusta. Dap sitting behind to help with that in the event it didn't go right, and Liquid really already just pushed, bullied, you could say, completely out of this A bomb site. And unfortunately, trying to wrap around here to look for something to drop some of these guns to the floor, at least try to get some for free, and there's actually going to be Simple picking up one of them, moving in. We'll see if he'll be able to retrieve that. That's an op on the floor too, trying to pick it up, and there's actually nobody from OpTic really there to punish it, so it's on the ground. Simple's able to grab it for free, and he'll be running away with this one. He will be chased, so he'll have to get himself another duel out here in the alleyway, but missing the connection, and Rush is going to be able to chase him down from the top of the stairway, so no saves coming in as of yet, and Nitro also as well does not have any guns near him, so he's just going to try to hold on here as the rest of OpTic hunt him down.
OpTic is making this look a little bit interesting here towards the end. Liquid not up towards 15 just yet. They should have a better buy this round. Simple did actually invest a lot down to 2K, so he actually didn't have too much money, but he gets dropped an op over. So not a huge deal. He drops an M4 for his teammates, so they can both get armor. One kit on the board, that's on Simple. Utility is a little bit sparse for the Liquid side, so they'll have to rely on these AWPs to get some picks. They have 4 smokes to work with in this round, 3 flashbangs, 2 HE grenades, excuse me. It's going to be fast-paced towards the outside again. Simple's got to get up here quick. This could be a huge angle because Kusta's already fallen. Simple's got to do some work. Elish does grab one, but then Naf and Daps eliminate both of them. It's all down to Nitro, and he's cleaned out. This fast-paced outer hit from OpTic has completely destroyed Team Liquid's defense 2 rounds in a row now. And it's going to be a little bit scary. It's going to be a little bit longer before Liquid can close this one out.
It's all left to Hiko here to try and do something at the end of the round. Obviously not really looking for a retake, although we do have a lot of players outside already hunting down Hiko at this point. So if he would have been able to kill Naf quickly enough, maybe finding a kill on the ground on the way too, he could have snuck through with that one, but the time has passed for that. And as he passes his way through Ivy, looks like he's going to be retreating outside of there to look to save the M4 for the next round. However, that's not going to happen. Shazam with a shutdown kill through the short alley. Drops that gun and leaves 0 saves for Team Liquid heading into the 11th round.
That one little misjump by Simple might have actually cost a lot, and then actually fell forward and was committed to that. So OpTic strung a few rounds together, so the money is once again reset for Liquid, all sitting around 2,400-2,500. It's going to get a little bit closer, 14-11, with a great chance of getting that up towards 12. Liquid's got to be very cautious in their next buy round. All of a sudden, they could find themselves in a really rough spot. Nitro not able to connect with that shot. The aim punch is too much. Dap's going to be a little bit aggressive. Peeking out of this ladder room, he spots a couple. Now he knows there's a stack towards the cider bomb site, but they still head this way. Why not? They have the AK-47s, they have the Molotovs and the nades. They're just obliterating everyone. Liquid seems incapable of hitting a shot in these past few rounds. Simple getting a little bit sneaky, is going to find that kill onto Shazam, and actually now he's got the AWP. Smoke to cover his retreat. Can he make anything of this? He can't. The nades rain in immediately afterwards. Looked like he wanted to try and make a play, but just Heartbreak City as those nades rain in.
A little bit too close there as well. There was another player sitting just up on top of the train outside of T-Choke, so would have been overwhelmed pretty quickly, regardless of the situation following those grenades. So OpTic, 2 more rounds away from tying things up here. And as well for Team Liquid, another buy round coming, but it's weakened itself a little bit here now. Decent utility, but Kusta going to be buying the op, but not a whole lot sitting behind his own buy here as well. OpTic need to be stopped very soon, otherwise they're going to rush right past Team Liquid and may be able to just steal this map away right from under the feet of Team Liquid here.
Op for Kusta is going to be out in the outback, just waiting in the back wall, holding an angle for Ivy. So at least OpTic has slowed things down, but this is that boost over the smoke again. They're going to see if they can find anything through the windows up top. It almost turns into a one-way smoke. You can see the vision there that Shazam has. As the smoke fades, he gives up that stack because his player beneath him is so very exposed. Kusta is going to let that smoke deploy without peeking. Molotov comes out as well. This is just to get Stanislaw into a good position. We've seen this a number of times from OpTic. It's very popular going on right now in the pro scene. A lot of teams are doing this to gain positioning in Ivy. There's a first kill from Elige. Stan does find one from that perch. Kusta, meanwhile, responds, and Naf with one more. So down to a 3-on-3. These trades are going excellently until just now. It's down to a 2-on-2.
Hiko trying to move his way back over here towards the top of the ladder room now, but Daps waiting for him there. Hiko, though, still going to be able to grab it, and that's so detrimental to the members of OpTic, as now the bomb's gone on the floor. Rush, the last one that's alive, has to retreat, give up all this control his team has worked for here in the A bomb site, and essentially just go for a duel with Hiko in the Whitehalls here. Gonna run the corner and take the path of locker rooms instead, but Hiko will be waiting for him just around this corner up ahead as soon as he passes this threshold. And actually, I think Hiko is going to try to get a little bit creative with this one, looking for the flank if he can grab it, but he may have actually just given up the bomb as he rolls back down. I think Kusta's going to be waiting here inside of Z, so it won't be the cleanest cross, but no, 10 seconds left, and he'll be able to get this plan at the very least, which is something that up until this point was not going to happen. So giving OpTic some free money that maybe should not have happened. However, at the end of the day, it will still be an easy closeout for Hiko and the rest of Team Liquid, and they will find themselves on match point.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Liquid, you're just saying, who cares if they get the plant? Just win the round, do whatever that takes. It is going to work out. This is just, I mean, the trades is just going all in the favor of all these teams. It just was that bomb was left at the top of ladder. Actually, you can see Daps there on the X-ray has to go all the way back up to get it. And then he's just a little bit wary trying to come back down, knowing there could be a flank. So OpTic Gaming making a small but very crucial mistake here in crunch time of this match. You can see double up setup comes out for Shazam and Daps on the T side.
So we'll see where they're going to play with that one. Right now, Daps obviously going to the usual path, and Shazam working his way over to the B-bomb site with his op. He'll be dropping down. Actually, no, he's dropping down the side of the ladder room, but Simple's waiting for him with the shotgun, so down goes the first op. No one's going to dare to challenge that one, and in fact, Simple's just going to steal it. Falling back, they've got a free op in their hands now, and now the CTs of the double op set up. He's going to be able to easily retreat inside of the B-bomb site in the event. OpTic want to change this to an inner hit now. Yeah,
big play being made by Simple there with the shotgun. Shazam is out of the action here, and you can see Stan actually is making his way towards this first train, this blue train. There's a lot of map control, but Elige again with the kill. And Kusa's just going to make a quick peek, and there's just a very narrow angle that it's very easy for him to just pre-fire that alley. Stan falls. Naf and Daps, the last ones left. Daps is trying to hold Kusa from peeking this again, but it's going to happen. Daps does get the shot, but all the information is gathered by Team Liquid. Both members are in the outside train yard. You can see Hiko's already pushing up inner. This should be a solid round for Team Liquid.
Daps pushing forward now, but Nitro finds a kill. Nice reaction from Daps, but Simple's going to shut it down, and that's going to be it, guys. Team Liquid taking 4 maps in a row tonight, and that is going to absolutely skyrocket their position here in the ESL Pro League.
Yeah, that's a very impressive performance, especially against OpTic and Cloud9, both in the top 4 already leading into this night. They'll stay up there in that top portion as well. We'll check the standings out a little bit later, but massive evening from Liquid. Talked to them at the major. They said we're going to have to essentially win out this season if we want a chance of making the playoffs here. So just increasing their standing, increasing their odds of getting over to the Pro League finals. That will be in UK middle of May. Which also, by the way, if you're in the UK, if you're European staying up late or waking up early, tickets are on sale if you want to head over there.
Yep. That'll be on May 14th and 15th, I think are the exact dates. So, as we saw here, of course, Team Liquid taking good control of things in the first half. It was actually, it was starting to turn into a runaway half there for Liquid for a little bit, but OpTic did get back a little bit of control here, and this was almost an amazing clutch from Rush. Thankfully, Simple was able to take control of that one. We would see Daps placed in a similar position a little bit later on in the 15th round. This time, though, with much more success. Very ballsy peek on Hiko to close that one out. And, of course, is how he ended things in Simple. Not the best start to half number 2, but overall, the big player from Team Liquid in that match was Simple, leading the frag total by a very big margin.
Yeah, huge plays here. This is a big clutch for Hiko to win at a big time, and OpTic almost is able to close it out, but then Simple with his shotgun just kind of ends the dream. So good matches from Team Liquid. Now, this is the end of week 7. We did have a break after week 6 as well for the major. We're going to do something very similar here. Our next broadcast isn't going to be until Tuesday the 19th. That's because DreamHack Malmo will be going on next week. So a lot of teams are already there. We've seen, I know Luminosity and CLG are actually already out in Sweden getting a little bit of practice in beforehand, getting used to the jet lag, the travel time, and everything like that. So DreamHack Malmo, that does start on Tuesday of next week. Runs Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's a break. Friday's going to be off, and then Saturday and Sunday we'll be in the in an arena out in Malmo. I'm probably saying that incorrectly. There's, yeah, that we're just gonna leave it be. But so make sure you guys are tuning into that. That's gonna be a really, really cool event. That's the first of the DreamHack Masters. But you can see the standings. This is how things have changed. Team Liquid was pretty far down. I think they were, you know, 8th, but the number really doesn't matter. The big thing is they have 10 wins now, as does NRG, and only 2 wins separate the 2nd seed of OpTic towards the 7th seed of NRG. So these standings are going to get shuffled around a lot as the season comes to a close. The other big things that really stick out to you, obviously the first one is CLG, 3-9. They might even be 3-11 after tonight, because I know they forfeited their 2 matches tonight. They have the same situation as Luminosity, where they decided to go boot camp and gave up those matches this evening. So they are very low, and I mean, it's looking, if they don't win some matches towards the end and overtake Complexity or Splice, they're going to have to play some relegation matches to ensure that they can stay in Pro Leagues. They're having a very weak season despite making it out of groups at the Major. With that upset over, I believe it was it Envy that they beat at the, yes, Envy they beat in the group stages at the Major. But that is, you can see Team Liquid, just a monumental rise, such a big contest between the 2nd and 7th seed. Even Luminosity's seed at number 1 isn't secure at this point with only 14, so really cool stuff. We've seen a lot of these Pro League seasons in North America, despite the, you know, the obvious and sometimes, well, frequently pointed out skill gap between Europe and North America. The North American division is always hotly contested coming down in the last couple weeks.
Yep, and it's going to come down to the wire as we go into those last 2 weeks. Keep in mind, the last week is really only 1 day, so it's essentially the last week of play, and it's going to be a big one. We'll have it through Tuesday through Thursday, a Saturday and Sunday show, as long with there being a final show, I think, that following Tuesday as well, and that'll be just about 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, so like I said, next broadcast is going to be after DreamHack Malmo. That's Tuesday the 19th. We are done for the evening, done for the next couple weeks, so thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you guys out tuning into Malmo. Blue is going to be out here in Burbank enjoying the sun. It's going to be cold where I go.
It's rain now.
It is raining now, but it will be sunny at some point.
Here.
Yeah, well, they could use some water. No big deal, but thanks for tuning in tonight. Thanks for tuning in all week. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks on the 19th. Have a good night.